Yo, Still Mills was the Dizzle, man. Yo, peep game, man. I mean, I'm out here in traffic in this motherfucking snow. It snowed pretty good, today, man. I kind of like, I'm not even going front, man. I kind of like snow around this time. It brings out the, just the brings out the spirit. You dig? I'm not mad at it, bro. After about January, I'm gonna be ready for this shit to go though, man. But peep game, man. I want to talk about motherfucking Bob Arum, man. He said bivol versus beterbiev isn't a big fight or whatever for this. Man, listen, dude. I said it last night. The majority of these fighters are not gonna be no blockbuster fighter. They're not. They're just not gonna be that. They're not gonna be that. Ooh, I think I'm pulling up to the window. Pause. Oh no, I'm not. They're not gonna be no blockbuster type attraction. The niggas ain't. It's going. Majority of these fighters are not gonna get international prestige like that. It's just not gonna happen, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Beterbiev is a 36-year-old champion. He's not gonna get no bigger than what he is now. Bivol is, I think he's in his 30s as well. They're not gonna get no bigger than what they already are. And this is the problem with this game, man. Just milking fights for as long as you possibly can. Motherfucker, milk goes get spoiled after a while. We ain't figured that out with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. They get, shit gets old after a while, man. It gets old, and as much, even though that was the most successful pay-per-view in pay-per-view history, it underwhelmed by a lot of people's estimations. So that isn't necessarily something that you should aspire for. You dig? You want to strike while the iron is hot. This is a fight that should have been happening. Yo, pause. All right, I'm back, man. McDonald's stay active at McDonald's, man. But like I was saying, man, that's a fight that's not going to get any more exposure than what it is now. That's not a fight that's going to garner the attention of the casuals. That's a fight strictly for the hardcore heads. That's a fight strictly for the hardcores. Bivol isn't a household name. Beterbiev isn't a household name neither. So, and like I was saying with Manny and Mayweather, man, that was the biggest fight that ever went down as far as pay-per-views and the amount of money that it was able to generate. It was a dud by the time that they actually fought. Like I said, I enjoyed the fight, but a lot of people didn't, and that's understandable. But I enjoyed it. I just enjoy the art of pugilism, even though I was going for Manny to win. I thought that Floyd was, nah, homie, stop playing. Floyd was, Floyd was Floyd. But there's a message in a glass bottle. You feel me? You have to be able to get to a point where it's like, all right, man, that formula isn't going to work for everybody, because not everybody is going to reach the level of international superstardom like Floyd and Manny Pacquiao did. Canelo's the last of that, to get to that point where there will be international global superstars. Canelo's the last one of that. So for y'all to sit here and talk about, you want a certain dollar amount to be reached with Beterbiev and Bivol, I think you're playing yourselves, because I think it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic that's gonna happen, because they've never been them dudes. Them dudes don't even really speak English like that. I mean, Lomachenko, Bob Arum hasn't put the amount of emphasis on building Beterbiev the way he did Lomachenko. So it's really it's real out the way now. That no, it's something that's not gonna happen. Hold on. It's just something that's not gonna happen, man. And we really have to get past this point where it's like, all right, man, that fight needs to marinate a little bit more. No, it doesn't. Strike while the iron is hot, man. And with these two, these is cats that's already accelerated in age. Oh, all right, hold on. I'm at the window right now. So, you know, if these two have a classic fight, that right there is going to, you know, is going to garner the attention of others that we want to see that fight multiple times. Hold on. Yeah, I paid over the app. Oh man. But all right, hold up. I'm at the second window. All right, hold up.
Are you the helping milk?
Yeah.
Would you like a drink carrier?
Yeah, most definitely. Man, matter of fact, just pause. Yeah, my bad, man. I had to pause that and grab my order from McDizzles, man. McDonald's is not good for you, but it is good. Like, so, and it's easy to grab, so yeah. But anyways, man, like I was saying, man, we have to get out of this. Oh man, that fight needs to marinate a little bit more, because that's the same shit that's plaguing Spence and Bud. That's the same thing that's plaguing that. And with them plaguing that, I think a lot of this shit is game that they running, but I do think they also are running in the literal sense, man. But you know, even Derek James has came out and said, yeah, that fight needs to marinate a little bit more, man. We got to get out of that. Got to get out of that, man. Strike while the iron is hot. And as it pertains to beterbiev and Bivol, you're not gonna get, them niggas is not gonna get no bigger than what they are now, because nobody knows them. He does not put the emphasis on turning beterbiev into a household name in the same capacity that he did with Vasily Lomachenko. He doesn't. And I think it would possibly be easier to build Bivol because he has a 100% knockout ratio. And it's not like Edgar Berlanga. This dude has legitimate champions under his belt. He has legitimate champions under his belt. Knocking motherfuckers stupid. You dig? So I think right there is just, I think y'all playing yourselves. I think he's playing himself doing that shit. And this is, you know, Bob Arum. I'm not a fan of Bob Arum. You know, you can salute and respect all that he's done for the sport, but you also have to highlight the amount of bullshit that he's done within the sport as well. And this is one of them. You sound dumb as fuck talking about that fight has to build, you know, has to build a little bit more. For what? That's not a fight that's gonna appeal to the masses. That's not a fight that's gonna get wild media coverage on ESPN. It's not. You're not building that fight on no Super Bowl Sunday. You're not doing none of that shit. No NBA Finals, none of that. Because that's not what that fight calls for. That is strictly for the hardcores. That's strictly for the hardcores. And you would think y'all would learn about doing that shit, man. Y'all would learn. Bivol is 36. Or beterbiev is 36. Bivol is in his early 30s, man. The time is now for them to get in there and fight. That's not a fight that needs to be held 2 or 3 years down the line after they've generated a bigger buzz. 2 or 3 years down the line, beterbiev may not be who he is now. He may lose a step just because he's a lot older than what he is, than the average fighter. He's an older champion, 36 years old. He's an OG in the game. He's an OG, and it's not like he has the granite chin like Golovkin to where he eats big shots and he's never touched the canvas. He's been dropped a few times. He's been dropped. He hasn't been stung. I don't think there's nobody at 75 that can sting him to keep him down. Maybe unless Canelo moves up, but I'm not so sure that Canelo even beats beterbiev. At this point, this dude is, I'm like, yo, this dude is, I'm not sure, I don't know. But we got to get out of this, yo. We got to let that fight brew a little bit more. Man, no, the fuck we don't. You're not getting, them dudes are not going to get no bigger than what they are now. If they had that fight on ESPN, the average motherfucker would be like, "Whoa, who's these dudes right here? Who's these dudes?" You know, I mean, what type of viewership did he get when he fought Vostik? I remember that fight because I had to take that was a scary moment. I had to take my daughter to the hospital because she wasn't breathing properly. That was scary. That was scary. So I remember that fight, man, and I don't think it was that many people like motherfuckers ain't tuned into that fight like that. Because they just not them dudes. And that's okay. Everybody isn't going to be a household name. And I think once we begin to realize that shit, we can begin to move on to greener pastures. Beterbiev and Bivol is not gonna get no bigger than what they are now. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Them niggas is gonna be incredible fighters with a light buzz. Motherfuckers outside of the casuals are not gonna know who Bivol and Beterbiev is. And that's cool. That's cool. Everybody isn't gonna get that level of superstardom because boxing isn't as mainstream as basketball, football, and baseball and soccer. It is what it is. There's still a big demand for them dudes. And it could potentially get to where you want it if they have a classic and you get them in for a rematch. So stop that fucking bullshit with trying to milk everything, man. Let's get back to preserving the sport. Let's get back to, get back on that energy, man. Preserve the sport, man. And everybody shouldn't be worthy to just come over here and just watch boxing because their attention span is just too, or if motherfuckers ain't getting knocked in the dirt, then I don't want to watch it. You're not deserving of watching this shit. So let that fight happen in the now. We do not need no more fights brewing, bro. Especially with these old heads. Fuck out of here, bro. Peace.